Picture this: July 21, the White House, daylight. President Trump sits beside Lebanon's president, Joseph Aoun, who came hoping for stability after months of Hezbollah attacks. Instead, he gets a front-row seat to something else entirely. Trump leans forward and announces that America is looking at one of the biggest targets on the Iranian mainland, a mountain called Pickaxe, a buried nuclear site. The message is clear: end the Hormuz blockade, or the US will bring bombs.
"We'll be hitting that area," Trump said on that day. "Probably pretty soon, and there's not a thing they can do about it." Bold words, bold threat. But here's the thing nobody's talking about. While America obsesses over bunker busters and penetration depth, Iran has already won the actual war. It's being fought 2,000 kilometers away, in the Strait of Hormuz, where Iranian forces are strangling 20% of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas. That's roughly $500 billion in annual trade flowing through a single waterway that Iran controls. Trump's threat sounds scary. The reality is quieter and far more powerful for Iran. The leverage isn't underground, it's underwater.
So what exactly is Pickaxe Mountain, and why did Iran build it in the first place? The surface answer is simple. In 2020, a fire, or sabotage depending on who you ask, damaged Iran's Natanz nuclear facility. Time magazine reported that this fire was likely an act of sabotage, which meant Iran needed a backup plan. Enter Pickaxe Mountain. Just 2 kilometers from Natanz, Iran began carving tunnels into the rock starting in 2020. One mountain stands as insurance for another. The goal was to move the centrifuge assembly work underground, away from drones, away from bombs, away from satellites, dozens of meters deep, at least 100 meters, according to James Acton from the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. Over the next 6 years, Iran would spend untold resources to create what may become a mirror image of Natanz itself. Not a small backup facility, a sprawling nuclear complex spanning 2.7 square kilometers with multiple entrances and intricate tunnel networks. Iran wasn't just adding a garage, it was building an underground fortress.
Here's the uncomfortable fact. Pickaxe Mountain is deeper than anything America has bombed before. The US struck Natanz in the summer of 2025 and again in March 2026. It hit Isfahan, Iran's largest nuclear research complex, with submarine-launched cruise missiles during Operation Midnight Hammer. It attacked Talagan 2 in October 2024 and March 2026. Fordow felt the force of a ventilation shaft strategy. All of these facilities, all of them, were either above ground or shallower than 100 meters. Pickaxe Mountain is different. At least 100 meters deep, buried under solid rock, Pickaxe Mountain pushes past the operational range of America's most powerful bunker buster, the GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, the MOP. This 13,600 kilogram monster can penetrate up to 60 meters through rock or reinforced concrete. That's 40 meters short. So the US has a problem. Every previous nuclear facility was reachable in one strike. This one isn't. The implications ripple outward. Either the US develops new weapons, which takes time Iran doesn't want to give it, or it accepts a messier solution involving multiple strikes, repeated targeting runs, and heightened risk to its pilots and aircraft. Iran has essentially created a facility that forces America to expose its playbook. Here's the insight that changes everything. The US military can theoretically hit Pickaxe Mountain, but doing so reliably is a different beast altogether. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth was asked directly if America could strike the site. His answer? If anybody in the world can reach anything on God's green earth, it's the United States military. Vague, defensive, a non-answer dressed in confidence. Why? Because the truth is messier than patriotic soundbites allow. To penetrate 100 plus meters of rock, the US would need to strike the exact same spot twice. First to go 60 meters deep, then again to reach the target. But hitting the same point
Twice means repeated sorties into defended airspace. It means each MOP, costing $3.5 to $5 million, carries risk of being shot down. One successful Iranian air defense hit ends the mission and costs America millions, plus the pilot. It also means uncertainty. You can't see inside a mountain. After the first strike, America would have to guess whether damage is spreading, whether the facility is compromised, whether a second hit is even necessary. That guesswork, repeated over days or weeks, is how missions become wars. Iran knew this when it buried Pickaxe Mountain. America is learning it now. If you've been following US-Iran tensions, you know this isn't just about Pickaxe Mountain. This is about who controls global energy, who moves first, and whether threats actually matter when leverage is already in place. Stay with us. The real reason America might never bomb Pickaxe Mountain is coming next. But here's what Trump won't say, and what most military analysts gloss over. Striking an unopened, unoperated facility sends a very different message than destroying an active weapons program. If Pickaxe Mountain isn't enriching uranium yet, and US intelligence concedes it probably isn't, then a strike does something symbolic, not practical. It says, even your deepest hiding place isn't safe. The problem is, Iran already knows this. It knows the US has bunker busters. It knows the US has bombed Natanz twice. That message was delivered years ago. A strike on an empty mountain just proves America still has bombs. Contrast that with what Iran is actually doing right now. In the Strait of Hormuz, Iranian forces and their proxies are actively strangling commerce. On July 26th, an oil tanker hit a naval mine placed by Iran and exploded in flames. A visceral demonstration that Iran isn't bluffing about controlling the waterway. Real power is being exercised today. Pickaxe Mountain, by contrast, remains a theoretical threat, a facility under construction, a potential future weapon. The US can destroy potential, but it can't destroy the present, not without accepting the consequences of an escalated war in the Gulf. Let's talk about that tanker. On July 26, 2026, an oil tanker was transiting the Strait of Hormuz when it hit a naval mine. The ship caught fire. It broke apart. Iranian authorities claimed the vessel deviated from the approved shipping corridor, the routes reserved for tankers that have received Iranian permission to pass. In other words, follow Iran's rules or pay the price. This wasn't an accident or collateral damage from a broader conflict. This was a deliberate act designed to send a message: obey or burn. That tanker explosion did more geopolitical work than any bunker buster could accomplish in a month. It showed every shipping company
Than any bunker buster could accomplish in a month.
It showed every shipping company in the world that Iran isn't making empty threats. It demonstrated that Iran has the capacity and willingness to destroy merchant ships that don't comply with its demands. It raised insurance costs, shipping fees, and fuel prices globally. Oil jumped. Investors panicked. Within hours, the blockade had tightened. And all of this happened without Iran firing a single missile or deploying a fighter jet. One mine, one ship, global consequences. This is Iran's real weapon, not Pickaxe Mountain. This.
So here's the strategic question that nobody in Washington wants to ask out loud. If the US strikes Pickaxe Mountain and reveals, or confirms, that the MOPs can't reliably penetrate that deep on the first strike, what does America actually gain? Operationally, you've damaged a facility that wasn't operational yet. Strategically, you've just revealed a vulnerability in your most powerful bunker buster platform to the entire world. Russia watches. China watches. North Korea takes notes. Every adversary with a deep underground facility, and there are many, suddenly knows that US bunker busting capability has limits. You've exposed the ceiling.
Meanwhile, Iran gets to play victim.
It can claim it was attacked for pursuing peaceful nuclear research. It can rally regional support, draw sympathy from non-aligned countries, and frame the strike as imperialism. Hezbollah gets cover to escalate. Russian and Chinese media run interference. The US achieves tactical damage, but strategic embarrassment. Worse, it hands Iran justification for faster uranium enrichment, nuclear weapons development, or full regional war, all while the Hormuz blockade remains in place, still squeezing global oil prices. One bomb can't undo leverage. And that's the core reason Trump might not follow through.
So picture the stalemate as it exists now, in late July 2026. Trump has made his threats public. He's given Iran an ultimatum: end the Hormuz blockade or Pickaxe Mountain gets bombed. Iran has responded by escalating. The tanker exploded. Proxies in the Red Sea continue attacking merchant shipping. Ukraine struck an Iranian ship in the Caspian Sea. The powder keg is smoking. All the pieces for a US strike are in place. All the justifications exist. All the reasons to wait exist too. Because if America bombs and it doesn't achieve what it promises, if the facility survives, or if Iran retaliates and escalates the Hormuz blockade further, then Trump's credibility shatters on a global stage. If America doesn't bomb and Iran continues the blockade, then the threat loses its teeth, and every adversary learns that US threats have expiration dates. It's a trap built from leverage. Iran controls the strait. The US controls the military capability. Neither side wants to find out what happens when both decide to move simultaneously. So the stalemate holds. Threats remain. Pickaxe Mountain stays buried. The mountain waits. And the waterway closes. The bomb everyone's talking about may never fall. America has the capability, but not the certainty. Iran has leverage, but not safety. The real war is being won in the waterways, not the mountains. Pickaxe Mountain stays buried, not because the US can't hit it, but because hitting it solves nothing while the Strait of Hormuz remains closed. That's the stalemate. That's the game.